everyone, welcome to a new video of the DEVLOG series. This is going to be the last one before the release of the upcoming update, which will be available really soon. Today we're going to cover the crafting system, how it works and how you can use it. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go directly to the game. So if I open up the inventory and go to the crafting tab, we can see here the crafting system. Basically, we have a list of blueprints which are part of different item types. As you can see here by the icons, is weapons, health items, food and water. Of course, this is customizable, so you can add or remove items as you wish. And inside each type, you can see here the different items which display the name, the icon, the description, and a list of requirements. These requirements are basically a list of items with a number that represents how many of those items are needed to craft an item. So let's craft something. So if we go here to the health part, we can see that the most simple one is the bandage that only requires a rag. So if I pick up a rag, it's here in the inventory, and I go here. Now it's turned into green and the button is enabled, so we can craft the item and it will appear here on the left in the inventory. So for example, here, now that we have the bandage in the first aid kit, we can see that it's green over there. So for example, if for some reason the item doesn't fit in the slots, like for example I pick this up and move it around, so the first aid won't fit in here, we can pick the items, first aid, we're going to craft it, and it will be crafted but left on the floor basically. So if I drop this to the ground as well, now I can pick it up. Now let's craft another type of item, which is going to be the nailed baseball bat, which is a weapon. So if I pick the baseball bat, we can see here in the equipment tab that is a melee weapon, of course, and it has 40 damage. So if we move it to the inventory and pick the other items, we can see here that now it's green. Remember, we have 40 damage. This is going to have more damage. I don't have it in the description, but I will add it so it's easier to know. And let's craft it. Once it's crafted, it should appear in the inventory, of course, and it will say that it has now 80 damage. And of course, this is going to be the description of the nail. So if we equip it, we can see that we have the nailed baseball bat now. So another small change, but I think it's nice to have, is that right now when I point to an item like a weapon or an armor or a cloth, we can see here that we have a secondary action, which is, instead of equipping, we can hold the F button and it will be picked up directly to the inventory. So let's say, for example, we have this weapon equipped. I want to, I don't know, pick up this pistol, but I don't want to equip it directly, so I hold F and it will appear in my inventory basically. Now let's continue with the system itself and let's see how we can modify these items and add one, for example. So as we saw earlier in other videos, we have a table for all the items. So for example, let's show the nail baseball bat example. So we have all the data here, and what's important for us is the row name, which is weapon nail base bat. This is the item that is going to be crafted. So if we go to DT crafting items, we can see the items that will be able to craft. So if we go to the nail baseball, we have different fields here. So we have the result item ID, which is the name we already mentioned. The result count, this is basically how many of those items will be spawned. So sometimes we want to, I don't know, craft something that has several items. Also we have a list of ingredients. In this case we have the baseball bat and we need one. We have the nail box and we have the duct tape. We also have the crafting time in seconds to craft and the item type. We also have the required workbench, which is basically doesn't do anything right now. This is for a future update that I will be adding a workbench to craft more complex items. So let's try to add something. So I don't know, let's do a water bottle. So remember we need the name here, so I'm going to copy it. This is another example, but you will get what I mean. So we want to create a consumable water bottle. We add it to the result item as well. We're going to spawn just one of it. And the ingredients, let's do something pretty straightforward. We will want an alcohol bottle, which will be converted to water in some way. The item ID will be the alcohol bottle, and we will need just one. The crafting time will leave it at 3, and it's going to be a drink. There's one here, and let's save. So now if we open up the crafting tab and go to the water, we can see here that the item that we just added is here. So it needs one alcohol. I know I need to fix this aspect ratio, but this is still work in progress, so sorry for that. And let's add, just to make it more visual, let's add, I don't know, a rag, one rag, no, 2 rags, and let's go again. We can see here that is added around here. So let me pick up a backpack, so I can pick a alcohol bottle, 2 rags, craft it, 3 seconds, and it's here. That's basically how you can add or modify items in the crafting system. So that's basically it for the system. I hope you liked it, and if you have any feedback or anything you want to share, just leave a comment on the video or share my Discord. Yeah, let's see you in the next one.